Ladies and gentlemen, yes! What happened?
Hello!
We're together.
We're right here.
Oh, geez. Well,
We're a little bit early, but
yeah.
we hope you enjoy. So we're going to start this off.
Over nothing now, far apart. Look for something.
Hey, Melissa. Hey, Velvet.
Younger life, left the start. Cold alone. Save his heart, Father. Hold him closely now.
How's that sound,
In
guys?
your arms. God Almighty, away from home.
Hey, hey.
Time keeps turning, the world keeps spinning.
Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
So great to see you all.
The lights keep burning, the guns keep burning, so free, beyond endless love.
Good one.
Oh, mama,
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman you just heard, his name is Justin Weber, and we're going to have Justin on just a little bit later. So Justin's releasing a new single tomorrow, and we thought what better way than getting him on here to promote his new single. So he's going to actually give us a live performance. So he's going
Is it live?
It's going to be
It's
live.
going to be live.
It's going to be live.
Holy coward.
Hearing live music during this lockdown, it's something that's really special, and we're really thankful for Justin doing that for us. So that's around the 7:15 time.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to introduce you guys to us because this is our first time going onto the longer form platform of this connection, of this podcast, of this talk. So today marks day one, even though we've been live a few times before that. So the plan for today is to potentially go for about that hour time period, maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit longer. We're just going to see how the day pans out. So how this tonight pans out. But tonight we are talking all things vulnerability.
Yes. Yes.
So Joey, vulnerability, tell me, talk to me.
Well, my brother, as an introduction to us, we're two WOG ethnic background,
We are.
middle-aged men. Are we middle-aged?
We are.
Yeah, we're middle-aged.
Quarter aged. Stop killing me so soon, Joey.
I've got a few grey hairs here, okay?
Yeah, I'm getting the greys.
Yeah, and we share a common interest, and a common interest is self-development, growing, mental space, mental
Definitely.
health space. And, you know, from my perspective, we've grown up pretty strict around strict laws or strict upbringing. And I guess, so to speak, there was something burning inside of us that, inside of me particularly, that, you know, and I'm sure you can resonate with this and many others, that it was yearning for something else, yearning for something of a heighter state of mind or just more knowledge in general.
Well, for me, a big part of it was freedom, just a freedom to be myself, a freedom to express myself without feeling apologetic.
Yeah.
Just being me, being the person within, not being just held down by anybody else's views, held down by our upbringing, our past, the expectations on us, not held down by what society thinks we should be or what our ethnicity says we should be, or even our sex, our gender. We don't want to be two males who are tied down to the man up. We don't want to be tied down to the pull up your socks and just get through with
get
it.
over it.
If I want to be sad,
you'll be right.
if I want to be sad, Joe, I'm going to be sad, mate. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. If I want to talk about my emotions, I'm going to talk about my emotions. And that's what tonight's about.
Yeah.
And that's the power we want to give to you as well.
Yeah.
We want you to feel that being vulnerable will help you get further in life. It's going to help you create authentic connections.
So much.
It's going to unlock everything within you.
And we're really looking forward to the prize.
Yes, the prize. So tonight we have a prize that we're giving away, and we're going to try and have a prize every week. So tonight's prize is this beautiful, no, not that, this down here. So we're giving away this beautiful rainbow candle. The candle has come all the way from Sweden.
Ooh.
So Joey is just showing off that candle for you, ladies and gentlemen.
And
So
Zoom.
we should say, yeah, we're both on Instagram and we're on Zoom. So
Yes.
if we're looking one way or the other, please bear with us.
Bear with us, and we thank you.
So the way you win this prize, we're giving you the code word now, and that code word is rainbow, because we have this beautiful rainbow candle.
Yeah.
So at the end of this podcast, we're going to ask for you to comment rainbow, and when that time comes, the first person to write the code word, you are going to win this prize. So please hang around.
Yeah.
Bear with us.
First
stick with
person,
us.
when we say code word, bang, you're in.
That's it. That's it.
You win. Simple.
Not right now. Later on.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So where do you want to take it? We've got about what's the time now? We've got about
Yeah, we're just
10
excited.
10 or so minutes before Justin jumps in.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great time to just reintroduce ourselves to the crowd.
Absolutely.
We're probably going to have a whole bunch of new audience members with Justin's crew coming on board. So,
Yeah.
Joey, would you like to introduce yourself to start with?
Love you, Justin, from the fam. Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
they're coming there. We've got the fam bam in. Can't wait for
Justin's
this.
fans are
Can't
here
wait
already.
for this. Hells yeah. Sorry, man. I missed the question. I was just zoomed in.
I just want to know more about you. Tell
Yeah.
me about you. Tell me what drives
Sure.
you. Tell me what
Sure.
you want to get across to the people.
You drive me specifically. It's such a blessing to have someone in your life that's so like you. When you find that blessing, harness them, guys. And you know, something James and I are really fond of is the medieval way of thinking, the old school way of thinking. Family is blood. Blood is everything. Your blood must, if you're not in the bloodline, you are not going to survive this kingdom. Never. so in essence, when you find someone that you connect with and you just share a common goal, keep them. They're your family.
Yes.
You know, not everyone has to be your family if they're blood. So we share this common goal. I met him. I literally met you not even 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a short time, but we've covered so much in that short time.
Yeah,
We've connected like...
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. And all we want to do is give back to you guys.
Definitely.
Share local artists, share local talent, local wisdom.
Yep.
We've got heaps of people. We've got 5 weeks booked ahead of us already.
We
It just
do.
flowed. Justin was so brilliant. He came in and from there, everyone just started following.
That's right.
You know, the booking. So
Yep.
I guess my history, I've been an electrician. I'm into the personal development space for over 10 years. Woohoo! And people actually think this is acting. It's not acting. James can certify this. This is my energy. And
This is
James'
Joey.
energy.
This is Joey all the time. He's always high.
Yeah.
My energy sort of goes up and down, but Joey's always up here and he brings me up. And he's hoping to bring you guys up as well. So please just
Absolutely.
sit back and enjoy this. Let us think for you. Let us bring your energy to that place where you're starting to sweat, starting to feel hot.
Take
Enjoy
all of it.
embrace it.
Take it. Take all our energy.
All right. So for me, so Joey's really coming from that personal development motivation space, and I'm sort of coming from that mental health space. So I am very, very big in that space. I think it's so important for vitality, for physical health as well as your mental health, just for your overall wellness. So where my background is, I actually studied civil engineering and worked in construction for about 10 years. Just didn't feel complete, didn't feel like that was who I really am within. I think I was following those stereotypes, doing what my dad did, doing what was expected of me in a sense, feeling really trapped, not feeling free. So what allowed me to feel free was breaking away from that, leaving that industry. It took me 4 times. I had to quit 4 times before I actually left, but I eventually got there. And what I'm doing now, I'm studying mental health. I'm working in disability and mental health care. And I'm also volunteering with a group, and it's a group that I really want to get you familiar with because I'm going to be talking about them a lot. And that group is the Banksia Project.
Banksia.
You can find the Banksia Project on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, but you can also find the Banksia Project at thebanksiaproject.org.au. And I really encourage you guys to get behind the Banksia Project. They're offering mental health growth rooms, both for males and for females. So previously it was only males, but we're catering to the females now as well.
Yeah.
And these growth rooms are running constantly. They're running almost every second
Lorraine.
day.
Yeah.
So if you jump onto their website, you look at the virtual growth room little tab, it's going to give you a form that you can fill out. And once you fill out that form, you're going to get a phone call from one of our lovely people at the Banksia
Jack
Project.
Jones, possibly.
Potentially
What
Jack
an amazing
Jones. And I saw
ambassador.
Jack's already
What
logged
an
in.
amazing.
How you going, Jack?
Hey, Jack.
Jack is the program director at the Banksia Project.
That name is like just crazy, man. I love that name.
Yeah,
Jack-
it's like a
Jack
superhero,
Jones.
isn't it? Yeah.
Jack Jones. Jack Jones.
And he is a superhero because
Yeah.
he's doing so much for men's mental health.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful that Jack has welcomed me into his circle and he's helping me out. And hopefully we can help others through the Banksia Project. So please check out the Banksia Project. I'm going to say that name so many
He
times.
loves it.
It's just going to
He's saying
it's going to sit in your brain.
Yeah. And I'm going to speak from an example point of view. I came on last week. It's all free, so it doesn't cost you anything. It
It is
just costs you
free.
time. Zoom, you need the Zoom app, and the Zoom app is free. And I was in there last week, and it was just sensational. It's a safe space of people, and it's open to women now, I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah.
Originally, it was about men sharing their emotions. Now it's open to women, which is an amazing thing, and it relates back to vulnerability.
It definitely
You
does.
don't really find a lot of men who can support that vulnerable aspect of life. You know, as again, we're going to go back to the old, you'll be right, mate.
Yeah.
You'll be right. Don't worry. She'll be right. And 60
It's not
comes,
gonna
you're 60 years old or you're 70 years old, you haven't dealt with your emotions. And then all of a sudden, everyone around you just hates being around you. You're a grumpy old. You're a grumpy old. Can you beep while I swear? You ready?
Yep.
You're a grumpy old. Perfect. That was perfect. So we're just giving you a general introduction, I believe. Yeah.
That's it. It's just all about the intro.
Yeah.
But what the Banksia Project does do is it offers a space that people can be vulnerable. It
Yeah.
encourages vulnerability. It encourages self-reflection.
Yeah.
So we want to encourage the same things for you tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Please have a think and spend some time working on yourself, working on how you feel, especially amongst these really untraveled times.
Yeah.
This coronavirus is something that's quite significant. It
Coronavirus.
really impacted me. It gave me a lot of anxiety when it first came around, and I had to do a lot of work to really stable my emotions and bring myself to a place where I can do podcasts, I can do Instagram lives, I can still get along with my life, I can still wake up every morning and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
But in saying that, it's okay if you don't feel like you can get up and do things.
Completely.
But it's not okay if you do nothing about it. So you should really try and help yourself.
And you are.
You are by watching
How
this.
good
You
is
are.
that?
100%.
We're
You
so
are.
thankful.
100% you are. So please reach out to Joey and I as well. We're available 24 hours a day, but we probably will be sleeping at some times, but we'll get back
Sleep
to
is
you.
important. That's that's one
Sleep
thing.
is massive.
How good is sleep? So sorry we're like mixed up in here. We're just really excited. We're introducing. We're going to be hosting Justin here live. We're going to be asking him a few Q&As. So feel free to ask some things as well through the comments when he comes on. He's an amazing, wonderful human being. He's such a beautiful artist, local artist. He's a hard worker, and I admire that. Something about success that I've noticed and becoming more of yourself is working hard.
Yeah.
Like how often do you find hard workers that are unsuccessful in their personal character? You know, in their own character. You could just sit there and listen to someone who works hard consistently. It doesn't mean you have to work hard to succeed. That's not the only way to success. But just admiring that. I really admire that about Justin because you see him posting stuff. He's doing everything from the ground up. So please get behind him, guys. Really encourage him, you know, and support him. Local artists, local
business, everything local. That's what it's all about. We need to support as many people as we can, as many struggling people as we can, even people in our own community, maybe our own family. And remember what Joey said, family does not just mean blood. Family can mean this man sitting across from me that I just met 2 months ago.
Yeah. You like my shorts?
What do you... So Joey's gone formal tops, very unformal bottoms. So I think he's rocking some Paradise shorts and a nice cute button-up shirt.
It's awesome. Annie, Mighty Mouse just said Justin Weber's music rocks. Yes, rock. Annie. Yes, it does. It does.
And Annie, you're going to hear some new stuff tonight, brand new track.
Yeah.
And it's going to be live. How
yeah.
is that?
So he's coming on in about, I'd say about 5 minutes. So we'll take this time a little bit to discuss what vulnerability might be and also entice you guys after Justin's done his stuff and, you know, he's hopefully wowed you guys. Afterwards, we'll close off, you know, with our own spill on vulnerability, our proper spill. So stay tuned to that. There will also be, guess what? Our first recording. We're recording this on Zoom exclusively and live so that we will post it up on our YouTube channel as well. So if you missed out the parts, you can always refer back to it later.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, vulnerability, we're not talking physical. We're not telling you to go and put yourself in a very unsafe situation. We're talking about the emotional vulnerability. We're talking about the mental vulnerability. Hey, Rach, my little sister's just logged on.
Hey, little sis.
Family. Woo! I love you, Rach. So we're talking about the emotional vulnerability. We're talking about putting yourself in a position that you wouldn't usually put yourself in. We're talking about doing things that feel uncomfortable but benefit you. Things like talking about how upset someone made you when they called you a certain name, or talking about how your partner hasn't put the toilet roll back on that fucking and now you're made to do it every time, and every time you do it you're cursing to yourself, but you're too shy or too embarrassed or too scared to mention it to your partner. So you just have to open up, start that communication, because through vulnerability you have connection, and through connection there's communication, and there is a completeness to your energy. Without people, if we're left on our own, we're not in a good place.
Don't mind me, James. Sorry, bud.
What are you doing, buddy?
Sorry. It's just dark spots.
He's trying to brighten us up. He's saying I'm too dark.
Sorry.
I've been tanning a bit of late.
Sorry, man.
So, to be vulnerable is to make connections with authentic people.
Authentic.
And that's what we want.
How do you become authentic? How do you know if they're authentic, James?
To be authentic, that's a good question, actually.
How did I know that you were authentic and you knew that I was authentic?
It's a good question. Do you have the answer?
Absolutely.
Tell me.
I do. It's right there.
Where?
Felt it.
How good's that?
See?
How good's that?
See?
And this is something that we want you guys to think about as well. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings that we're programmed from the childhood.
Speak your
that
mind in an
suppress-
appropriate manner. Yeah.
Say that one again.
I do not. I think it was Donato Coffee Roasters. Speak your mind in an appropriate manner.
Definitely speak your mind. in an
Justin's
appropriate
on,
manner.
baby. He's just
Hey,
requesting.
Justin.
He's just about to request. We're so excited. So we're
We
going to go
are
to
excited.
Zoom. I'm going to control the Zoom while we add him. Hey, Justin, he's requested to view. Let's press the view button. Come on in, Just. Go live with Justin Weber. And we shall look at the Zoom. Sorry, guys. Intermittent.
He's connecting. There he is.
Hey, Just.
Awesome.
Sound?
Yeah, I can hear. Can somebody just message and ensure that they can hear Justin coming through?
He's doing the Zoom too. He's zooming in. So excited, man. We've got 18 people. There's some of your family. There's some of James's family. There's family. There's some of your family in here. There's some of James's family. People love your music, man. They're already commenting. We've already told them you're coming, and they can't wait to hear you. You know, we're just waiting for you to log on to Zoom at the moment, so we can capture you on the Zoom as well.
Yep, they can hear him. Beautiful. Justin, you are being heard loud and clear. So we'll get you onto the Zoom, and then we'll start firing some questions your way, buddy. You got a cat in your lap?
That is
Hey.
vulnerability, brother. That is perfect.
Beautiful.
That is sweet, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, how cute's that?
You're right, man.
Hmm.
We were just discussing, just tell the people what we were discussing to reiterate.
We're just talking about vulnerability. We're talking about tonight's topic. So tonight, be vulnerable. And to be vulnerable is to be able to communicate what is going on for you, what's going on with your emotions, what's going on in your mind. We want you to really stop that barrier, that little voice in your head that's telling you to not say that because you're in fear of embarrassment, to not say that because you're in fear of what could potentially happen. To be vulnerable is going to start to sort out those people in your life that don't belong there. You're going to get some negative reactions from being vulnerable. Some people are not going to be able to respond in the correct way. Some people are going to panic. Some people are going to love you. Some people are going to embrace the vulnerability.
Yeah.
And they're the people that you want around. They're the people that you want in your life. They're the people that are going to benefit you, that are going to help you grow, that are going to lift you up and to make you the best you that you can be. And that's what we want. That's what me and Joey are here for.
Yeah.
Tonight's topic's vulnerability, but we're going to talk about lots of other things. And Justin, mate, are we still waiting for the Zoom, or are we going to start asking
Yeah, we're
questions?
starting late for the Zoom.
All right. Okay. Oh, sorry, mate. I'll stop talking and let's get this Zoom up and running. Are we in a different code? Do we need to send a different code to him?
Maybe. I'll try and share it with you again, Just. I'll send it to your email. Done.
Is that saying James is too quiet? Definitely. I love that. So vulnerability equals growth.
I love that, man.
Love that.
That's common. That's so common. Yes.
Be humble. I love
I knew you were a great bloke. I knew you were a great bloke. I knew it.
Keep us accountable, mate. I love it. So, Justin, I would love for you to share a story about. Oh, we're going to get the Zoom up.
Well, I sent
Is
you
that what
another
it was
request.
All right.
Cool, man.
We just need a little loading symbol to be going right now.
So as you can see, guys, we're not IT specialists. We've kicked this off. James and I have kicked this off 3 weeks ago. Hey, it's so difficult trying to do what you love doing. And yeah, are you joining? Sorry, guys, for the Instagram. Thanks so much. Here we go. Justin Weber's in the foyer.
All
Yay,
right.
yay! Thanks, brother. So the Zoom, just so everybody knows, reiterate, is for recording.
Yeah.
We're using this to record.
And we're going to launch this onto YouTube, and anyone can watch it at any time.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool, man. You're on.
We
We're
have
rock and
Justin on the
rolling.
Zoom.
We're rock and rolling.
Here we are.
guys. We're rock and rolling.
All right, Justin. So let's kick this off with a big question. Tell us when you were last vulnerable in your music space.
Ooh, good one.
Sorry?
Tell us about a
Could
time
you
when
repeat
you were
that?
vulnerable in the music space. So you said it's something that you do quite often. You feel vulnerable when you're playing music in the music industry. So can you give us an example of that?
Well, I would definitely bring up my first gig, which was 2 years ago. And I was completely vulnerable. And to be honest, I was frozen on stage. It's the first time I got up there, and it's like I was so stiff and I was so vulnerable, and like all of my body and everything was like, I don't want to be here. I do want to be here, but like it's super hard for me to be here right now.
Yeah.
But I put myself in a vulnerable position, and then here we are now. I'm talking to you guys, like we're talking about this, and I'm releasing a single tomorrow. So
Yes,
it's
you
like,
are, brother. Yes, you are.
yeah.
Yes, you are. Here we go. Looking at the Zoom cam as well. Look at that. A musician.
I got two here.
What to do? Like, he's multitask. They say, Justin, men can't do two things at once. We can, though, eh?
We've proven them wrong.
Here we are,
Love it, mate. Love
talking
it.
to two cameras.
Actually, did we tell the folks that 30 seconds that we played in the beginning was the single coming out?
We
tomorrow?
did. So Justin, when we started
Oh, yeah.
video, we played some of your songs. So yeah, it's we're gonna hear the live version soon. So we're really excited to hear that. But we just want to keep talking to you before then. So Joe, you've got a question for Justin?
Yeah, man.
Sure, fire away, Joe.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, fire away. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so I mean, what sort of tips can you give amongst COVID-19? How to stay positive, how to stay healthy, how to stay whatever, man? And what sort of tips can you give away?
Survival tips for coronavirus.
Yeah. Well, I believe I have this theory, right? It's I think that among the chaos there is chaos sort of consists of two things, right? And that's danger and opportunity. So wherever there's chaos, there is danger, but there's also opportunity. So I think during this COVID pandemic, what I've learned from this is finding, or you can almost like identify a weakness of yours or something that you could develop, right? So, and you use that as an opportunity to develop yourself, among the chaos. So it's more about finding something positive instead of being negative about something, and of course sanitize as well. So
yeah, man.
Now there he is. He's got it right there. Now I forgot my bottle. Damn.
Someone just messaged and said, James, your
Yeah, I don't think my mic's coming through. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me now when I'm speaking when Joey's not speaking, or is it just all the way through?
Maybe your earphone's dead. Maybe it died. Maybe it got shell shocked by Justin.
Still pumping. I think there's a bit of a delay, so they're hearing this now.
Are you two?
Yeah, perhaps it's a bit of a delay.
Absolutely.
Are you two?
That's why I got the measuring tape. Yes, someone said yes. Yes, we can hear you. Cool, Lise. Thanks for that.
So I think it's
excellent.
Joey and I are talking over each other that sort of cuts out.
Yeah, it's cool. We've got like quite a few peeps here. Hello, everybody. It's nice to be here and in front of everyone and
Justin,
Joey and James.
Do you want to give everyone who doesn't know you a quick intro about yourself? Where you came from, what got you into music, and take it from there, man.
Sure, man. So Hi everybody, my name's Justin Webber and I'm a solo musician, singer-songwriter. I'm based in Sydney, and just recently, I've had the pleasure of meeting these two guys who are completely awesome for inviting me on the show tonight. And yeah, I was born in a small country town called Taree, in which I've moved around a bit, moved around Australia, been down to Melbourne, up the top of Queensland. And, you know, since I was fairly young, I've had a passion for creative arts, entertainment, and the works. So I actually started acting first. A few years ago, I was doing some acting and developing my music skills and my passion for singing and songwriting, which now I have pursued. About a couple of years ago, I decided to put 100% in and pursue the music career. So yeah, now here we are, and it's great.
Man. I've watched a few of your gigs on social media, and I was telling James and the people before you came in how much we value your hard-working ethic. You know, I see you posting all the time, and you trying to just expose your music because it's beautiful. You just want to get it out to people. And hard work, man. I really, really praise that hard work ethic about you. You know, and that's got to be rewarding.
Yeah, thank you.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, like that's the thing, Joe, is it's like with everything, there's a few elements that it needs to grow from, and that's one is definitely hard work and persistence, being consistent, you know, sticking in there, being vulnerable, like we were speaking about, and you know, when you do get the criticism or the negativity, which is super important to developing yourself as an artist or as anybody, and in anything, because the negativity is it's the contrast, you know. It's what you need. That we all need that as well, but it's about being able to take that and move forward, you know, with Justin, that as well.
So Justin, when you do receive that negativity and you are feeling vulnerable in those moments, how do you protect yourself and strengthen yourself from allowing that to really eat away at who you are?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that really comes down. Yeah, I think
right into your soul here, Just. We're going right into your soul here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of being true to who you are and what you believe in, you know, and your passion. Obviously, if you have a passion for something, it doesn't really matter what anyone says or the negativity that you get. You'll take that, you know, in your stride, and you'll continue forward, you know.
Yeah. Passion, man. And for people that don't understand passion, you know, for me personally, it's something that it's like the back of your head. It's like a signal that comes and regularly comes amongst all the chaos and whatever. It's just like something that says sing, or something that says paint, or something that says regularly. It comes at you, and then it grows on you in a way that when you're doing it, it feels like another stratosphere. It feels amazing. It feels like if money wasn't an issue, or a obstacle to this world, I would do this for free. What I'm currently doing. That's how you find your passion.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a sec, guys.
It's beautiful. So what do you reckon? Do you reckon we hit him up?
I think I'd love to hear this live.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Just? Are you ready to to
jump up?
Yeah, man. Whenever you're
for sure, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a single
that
Justin wrote called Hung. I don't know if you want to introduce it, Just.
Sure. All right.
Yes. Woo! It's a bit strange having two people only and then live performer with Instagram, but it's amazing.
Why is it strange? It's beautiful.
Because we know the vibes.
Did you pick Justin because his name starts with a J?
Absolutely, it's JW. Subconsciously, mine as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. You guys are, Joey, we got the same initials. It's cool. It's cool. All right, well, let's kick it off, huh? Okay, so
yours, brother.
Again, guys, my name's Justin Webber, and this song is called Hung, which I released a month ago. And it goes a little bit like this.
She puts the drug in the blood to keep me satisfied. Now it feels good. I got no love, I can't be trusted. I guess the screws in my head must be rusted. No one known what I've become. And for my sins, well, I know I'm gonna be hung. But on the sheet, she's on me. But baby, moving slowly. I know she's taking territory, getting freaky on me. But even when we lay out, but that's the people they know. They take me down to the canals, how to be home. You be on down the line, the way you go. You know you be on me. The way you go now. You know you be on down the line, the way you go. You know you be on me. The way you go now. It says the change in the way she's been acting real strange. She's got the taste with this betrayed now. But she's been laying with another man now. Flip the rage, well that's my name. And if you catch me, best dispatch me on the smoke lane. Cause I've been thinking of her, on me under the cover. I know she's been thinking of me too. When you be trying to love her, but even when we lay low, well that's the people they know to take me down now. So sing it down now. You know you'll be on down the night, the way you going. You know you'll be on the bed, the way you going now. You know you'll be on down the night, the way you going. You know you'll be on the bed, the way you go. So, well now, well now, well now, na 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 na. Well now, well now, now, na 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 na. Here we go. You guys ready? Another one. Feel the darkness, it's growing in my chest. It's human, all the insecurities across the press. We're here for life and death, so hang me by my neck. Cause either way we go, I won't be late to rain down rain comes you know the way you going. You know you'll be on the way you going. You know you'll be on the way you going. You know you'll be on the way you going. So. Thank you.
Yes! Yes!
Hang on, give me a second.
Yes! Dude! Whoa, thank you. Thank you so much, bro. Whoa. Man, guys, did you like that? Oh my god, yes, just smashing it. Like always, love you, brother. Do you guys like that?
No worries, guys.
Was
Thanks
that
for listening.
insane? Was that insane? That was amazing.
Justin, can I just establish something? You said before that you've only been doing this for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, I've been active for 2 years. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing music for about. I've been playing music longer, and I started writing music probably about 7, 8 years ago. But I've been active for 2 years now. Yeah.
Wow, mate, please do not stop because you
not
are
stop.
unbelievable.
That was cray, man. It's hit me. I just
Thanks, guys.
It just comes back in. It comes in. It just sits with you. I can just picture that at a club or a pub, and you just sipping, and I'm just like, damn, man, who's this guy?
Yeah, for sure.
Who's this guy? the guys, please check him out.
Thank you.
Weber. That was hung by Justin.
Yeah,
Weber.
thanks, guys. Oh, mate, it was so exhilarating to just get on here and play that for everybody live. Like, I mean, that's actually my first live performance of hung.
Being a bit
I mean,
tonight, were you?
live on Insta, so which I was planning to do. So here we are. How good.
Just to clarify, you're being a bit vulnerable tonight, Justin.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's always, yeah.
Courageous.
Yeah, it's always
courage. That took courage.
courage. It's a good one, man. I like that. It is like, I mean, always performing something live is it's a vulnerable spot because there's always, you can mess something up or you forget the lyrics, which I do all the time, even to my own songs. Yeah. But you just got to do it and have fun with it.
Dude, we
That's
can't
all I can
wait
say.
until all this COVID crap is over. We can't wait to come out and see you live, man. Support you as a local artist. The guy from Taree who's given it a good crack locally. Oh, did I just come up with some lyrics?
That's beautiful. Listen, I want you to tell everybody how can they get a hold of you and how can they get a hold of your music. Please give you your social media plugs. If you're on Triple J on Earth, if you're on
so
give us the spelling of your name.
Yeah, there's Spotify, YouTube, my Instagram, my Facebook, or simply probably the best one is just to head to my website, which is www.justinwebermusic.com, which everything's available. Yeah, sure. Good idea. So yeah, www.justinweber. You got it?
You can mention Justin as well.
So, www.justinweber, 2 B's, 2 W's.
Yeah, no, 2 B's.
Yep.
WEBBER music.
Oh yeah.
.com.
There's Crazy Steve's on the line. Hey, Crazy Steve, mate, I haven't heard from you for a while. We should catch up soon.
Is that it, bro? I just typed it in now. Just double check that. So
give me a look here.
Follow the local artists, baby.
That's the one. Yeah, that's it. So just head there and
Yeah. We'll come out. We'll support you, bro. We'll have a beer. I'll have a daiquiri
awesome.
or a mocktail because I'm not drinking beer. I'm off the alcohol.
A mocktail. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool.
Man, we're really thankful. We're so appreciative of you coming on, showing people your talents. It doesn't give it justice on Instagram because sometimes there's a bit of glitches.
A bit of latency, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of that, like I'd say over 90% of it was caught, which is amazing. And people can get a feel for that. The vulnerability.
Awesome.
There. To write a song and to perform it is just, it's
and
amazing.
if you want to hear the song in perfect clarity, it's being launched tomorrow. So the single's being launched. Justin, where's that single being launched? Where can they find that? Is that your website still the best place?
Yeah, so tomorrow, just on all platforms, Spotify. If you head to my website, which Joey just left a comment on, you slide down and you'll see my fan link, and that has like all the platforms where the song is available, and you just click whatever you use, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever it is, just hit it and it'll take you straight there.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Mate, that was awesome. I'm just blown away. I think we'll wrap it up there. Is there anything else you wanted to add? Any other things you wanted to talk about before we say goodbye, brother? Goodbye, my friend.
I think we've covered pretty much everything. I mean, it's been a good chat. Is there anything you guys want to ask me? Yeah. I mean, I'm here. You guys got anything else to ask?
Are you single?
I am currently, yes.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, whoever, I don't know which way yet. He loves asking that question. Forgive me. But he is single. The boy from Taree. He will swab you. He will swab you. Sometimes I gotta be quiet, but man, I think it would be a lot easier if I to do music because my wife's at the back. I'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
You're single at the moment. And Justin's single at the moment.
Justin, my big question for you, and it's a hard one, which I hate when people ask me this, but who are your musical inspirations?
Oh, good one. Very good one.
Well, what was that? Sorry, guys, you just cut it out a little bit.
Who are your musical inspirations?
Got a bit of lag happening. Sorry, Sorry?
You're coming through clear to us, mate. Just asking you about who your musical inspirations are.
Joey Weeby.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Yeah. Joey Weeby. James Ray. Yeah. Those are deaths. Yeah. You guys. Yeah, I have a lot of artists that I sort of look up to, and there's quite a broad mixture of genres. You know, I like rap, I like pop music, I love some country stuff, but I'm definitely into, you know, if I was going to say Australian artists, I'd say Dean Lewis or Vance Joy. International Ed Sheeran, you know, probably those guys. Yeah.
I tell ya.
Yeah, Joey was telling me before that you're.
Oh, there's my mate.
Of old Ed Sheeran.
Big Daily.
No,
Hey
you get
guys.
the vibes that you're better than Ed Sheeran. You're better than Ed. So Ed, if you're tuning into here, which I'm sure you are, we've got a competition here. The boy from Taree is going to knock you off your chair very soon. So be careful. Up your game, mate.
He's talking to Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
So panic, Justin. So Justin, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, we've got Justin's website listed in the comments, so please scroll back up to check it out, or just add him to Instagram, send him a message. I'm sure he's more than happy to have a chat with you. Justin Weber Music.
For sure, guys. Yeah.
So much.
Hit me up, feel free, and subscribe to my channel. Follow these guys. They're awesome.
And when the COVID is over, get out to live music, support local artists.
Most definitely.
That's how you get out there.
Big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out there. I'm really looking forward to getting back out there. I can't wait. I think there's a lot of people out there that are itching, right? Yeah.
Mate, we're going to make sure that your first night back out there gigging is going to be a full house.
Awesome.
Is it a latency issue?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It must be on my end, guys. I mean, it says I've got reception here, but
yeah, we got you again.
Hey.
All good, man.
Yeah. Got ya. Yeah, I can hear you guys. All good.
We've got you. Just
I don't know what it is.
We're gonna leave it there, my friend. But thank you so much for joining us. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please support Justin, support his music, and his album coming out tomorrow is called
Single.
His single coming out
Woo!
tomorrow is called
Call the Lord. Call the Lord.
Call the Lord.
Man.
I'll get there. Call the Lord. Justin Weber coming out tomorrow. Got it.
Woo-hoo!
Thanks for and yeah, thanks guys. Thank everyone who joined us tonight and was watching. Big thumbs up. You guys rock. Absolutely love it. Appreciate it. And to these two guys up the top here, you know, give them a follow as well. They're awesome guys, and it's been an honor being on the show with you guys tonight. The JJ brothers.
Yeah.
Back to you guys.
Legend.
We're talking Triple J. With
Big
Justin.
thumbs up in my book, guys.
Did we just create another Triple J unearthed? Did we? We did. We did.
Thank you, Justin.
Thanks, bro.
We'll keep in touch.
Stay healthy, bro. Stay healthy. Stay positive.
Yeah, you too.
Great music, brother.
Take care, guys. I'll chat soon.
All the best, man.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, everybody. Love yous all. Big hugs. Fist bump. Back at ya. All right, guys. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
That was Justin Weber.
Ladies and
Music.
gentlemen, that was Justin Weber. That was amazing, man.
But please stick with us. We're going to continue this chat, and we're going to get stuck into the chat on vulnerability now. So,
Yeah.
would you like to start off, Joey? I think I usually start this, but
Yeah, man.
throw it your way today.
I'm just on buzzing on a high. His energy, like the way he performed, was amazing. Thank you, man. That was great. So, vulnerability. Let us come to that time of the night where it's not just entertainment, it's learning as well.
Education.
Yeah, man. To be vulnerable. To be vulnerable. Let's get in that space. I've been vulnerable so many times, man. So many times in my life that I didn't even know existed. You know, times where people said stuff to me in a crowd of people, particularly close members of the family or anything, in a derogatory way, and it hit me. It hits me inside. Bang. It just hit me, and it's like, oh shit, what do I do in this situation? It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. How many of us have been in that situation before? Yeah? It's an uncomfortable feeling. And then you think about it over and over again afterwards. I don't know about you, and other people out there, but afterwards, you replay that event in your head. Afterwards, like, what could I have said that was better? How could I have controlled the situation a bit better? And next time, or next time it happens, and you replay this movie-like thing in your head. I don't know if it happens to you or many other people. It happens to me. You know, just replaying the scenario, the awkward, uncomfortable scenario in your head and going, what can I have done next time to defeat that? Well, let me tell you something. Something that happens with growth and investing in yourself personally to develop your mind, your mindset, a shift happens in life. You find yourself not asking those questions often because the more you grow, those scenarios kind of don't come to you anymore because you're in a scenario where your soul, and we're talking real deep here, guys, energetically, your soul just repels people away that are negative, or it knows to capture, it knows that it's something, I don't really like hanging out in this typical scenario. So you start avoiding stuff. So what I'm saying is here, awareness. I'll go back to awareness. What does it mean to have awareness? And how does this tie into vulnerability? Well, after those scenarios, ask yourself, ask your spirits, ask your whatever you believe in, invest in yourself, in your spiritual health, and ask it to grow so that that never happens again. And therefore, you must talk to someone. Talk to someone who you trust. Talk to a support group. Invest yourself into someone that will give you an open heart, and have the courage to talk to someone that will tell you, it's okay to feel that way. Because emotions, whatever you're feeling deep inside, isn't happening programmatically. It's not happening because someone injected it into you. It's happening because it's natural, and it's happening because it's a normal part of life, right? And it's passed down onto you. Generational. I want to talk a little bit about generational emotions. So the habits and I don't know if you want to comment to people while I'm talking. I'll do vice versa. Sounds good. So the generational habits invested into ourselves are passed down. What do I mean by this? Well, essentially, your ancestors have had either a drug problem, an alcohol problem, and they have physical problems. They have tons of problems inside of them. And that doesn't mean that they're not good people or anything. What I'm saying is it's passed down onto you. So it's your mission always to rectify whatever's passed down onto you, because that's all you know. That's all we know concurrently as humans. Things that have been passed down onto us, they don't feel natural, right? They're going to feel natural. I apologize. They're going to feel natural because that's all you know. But essentially, you want to fix that so that when you have children or whoever you're trying to teach, you don't pass that on. Whatever it is that's bad, and vulnerability, being vulnerable means reaching out to someone to help you in that scenario. If it's of an exquisitely high and physically annoying nature that it's really tough for you to deal with, ask for real professional help. If it's something that it's just, I didn't like the way that such and such spoke to me, speak to your friend that you trust. And how can I deal with that in a certain scenario? Well, one of the answers, and we're working very hard on this, and it's working amazingly. We're attracting beautiful people in here. Hands up if you're a beautiful person. I'm hoping everyone's putting their hands up. Yeah. It's attracting beautiful people. Remove toxic people from your life. We're going to go back to what we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. Remove toxic people from your life. But having that courage, I just want to flick on that. Having that courage to ask, what can I do to improve myself? What can I do? Having that courage to talk to someone and say, man, I really feel shit in this situation. I really feel scared. I feel scared. I really want to talk to you about this. Is it okay if I dispel what it is that I want to get off my chest?
And can I just jump in here, Joey?
Yeah.
When you do things like that, and when you start speaking your inner truths, a lot of the time you're not going to get the answer from the person sitting across from you or the person who you're conversing with. But sometimes the answer actually comes from within. Yeah. But it's having to verbally speak it and giving it the time, the energy, and just the space that it needs to mature and to grow and to move on. So to be vulnerable, you're giving yourself the chance to really focus in on that energy, focus in on that thought, focus in on that emotion, and move past it, and move through it. And sorry,
no, it's all right.
Throwing it back to Joey.
Beautiful.
Sorry,
it's beautiful. You're throwing it to me. You want to throw it? So I really want to touch on that as well, and just raise your awareness. Just open your eyes a little bit. Those of you who do know this, Dr. Brene Brown, she's an amazing research professor from Texas, I believe. And I was watching one of her TED Talks today, and I'll just parrot what she was saying. Most of society, and this is really sad, but this is what it has come to. Most of society live a disappointed life. I will say that again. Most of society live a disappointed life. What does that mean? Us as humans, as a culture, we would rather live with disappointment, live a disappointed life, than feel it. What does that mean? I'll go into further. So, for example, not having the courage to talk about what it is that will take you to another level in your career, to your boss, means you'll sit back and have your average. You'll stay in that same boat, same platform, same energetic space where you were. So you'd rather live with the disappointment rather than approach your boss or approach your friend and say, hey, I really don't like what you said to me the other day, because you want to change, right? In this instance, this scenario, you'd like to change the physical space and the dynamics of your relationship. So you'll approach your mate or your friend and say, hey, I really don't like the way you talk to me. I really don't like what you said to me the other day. Can you please not do that respectfully? You know, rather than saying that, most people are inclined to live with that person's misery and continue to cop that, live a disappointed life. That's what she's trying to say. Rather than having the courage, the cojones, to get out there and say, hey, man, respectfully, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I really didn't like what you said to me the other day and how you said it. Do you mind not doing that again? Especially in front of people. It really gets me down. It really smashes me. Thanks. I really appreciate it. You know, you can really take that to people and talk to them about that. You know, rather than having the tunnel vision that we currently have, it's waking up. How do we have this? Why are you guys watching us? Because we have this ability, we've mastered this ability to just continue growing. We're not saying we are the TEDx of speakers, but we're at a level where we can give back. And if you meet us in person, you will know this. You will feel this energy. You will feel this presence and this different awareness and this like somewhat kookiness. Some people call us kooky.
And that's fine.
It's fine.
When people are uncomfortable, they often will turn to swear words, they'll turn to insults because they don't feel comfortable in that space that they're in. They don't feel comfortable with your energy. They don't feel comfortable with whatever you're bringing to them.
Emotional boundaries.
Emotional boundaries is a great one.
Yeah.
But when people feel uncomfortable, they're going to lash out and they're going to try and put that energy back onto you because they can't hold it. They can't bear it. They can't work with it.
Yeah.
And they're the types of people who aren't ready for you. They're the types of people who aren't ready to hear your vulnerability.
Yeah.
They're the types of people who you don't need to spend your time on. You have that choice. It's your option who you let into your life. And like Lisa said, setting those boundaries, both in your physical self, so not being around people who are going to bring you down, but setting your emotional boundaries, ensuring that you are protected within yourself, that you're walking into an unknown environment, an unknown situation, or maybe a known situation where you know there's going to be hostility. And an example of that is going to a family event where there's that uncle you fucking hate. It might be the cousin who always is just a little bit inappropriate, and you don't want to be in that space. But you can start to put in these boundaries within yourself. And I'm talking about inside here, inside of you. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with outside. You're going to look exactly the same. Yeah. But somebody's going to insult you, or your uncle's going to be that stupid person that he is. And you just have to let it fall off you. Water off a duck's back. Get to a stage in your life where anyone that says anything to you, it doesn't matter. It just brushes off. You're like, meh. It doesn't even implant you. And how do you get that? Continual courage. Do things that make you uncomfortable continually. Have the courage to speak up to someone. Have the courage to talk about things that you don't really want to talk about. Have the courage to perform live, aka Justin Weber. Definitely. Have the courage to do things that you don't normally want to do. Step out of your comfort zone, this bubble that we live in as society. And I've done this many times. I've failed. People, I have failed many times. I've failed so much in my life that it's become, not that I expect failure, but I welcome it, because failure is success. For you do not know what is behind the door if you do not knock and open it. You know, whereas we've developed this rapport that we just barge right on in. We barge right on in now. We want, if anyone comes on this live Instagram, we're welcoming. If Barack Obama comes on here, we'll have the confidence to talk to him. We most definitely will. And we're barging forward so quickly that about 10 minutes before we went live, we were having audio issues, and we're still having a few of those. So we are just so confident and so willing to be vulnerable and so courageous that we're just pressing forward, because we know in these crazy times that maybe there's one person out there that this is going to help. And if we help only one person, we are happy. But it's great to see that we still have 10 people online. Thank you so much for sticking around, everybody.
Yeah, I just wanted to brush up the last thing, and then it's all yours. It's all yours, brother. I just wanted to touch on reputation versus character. This is a good one. Growing up as an ethnic, you know, in an Australian culture, it was really important that I maintain my reputation. You know, I pay for everything when I go out. I must have a big wedding. It was hard because I didn't have a big wedding. I went against everyone's traditional values, and I didn't have a 5,000 people wedding. I had 150 people on a boat because I met my wife. I was more sentimental. You know, my reputation. I stopped caring about my reputation with the community that we live in, which is only like 1,000 or 2,000 people when you look at it. And there's 7 billion people on this planet. So once you drop that thought chain of, oh, my family is everything, blood is everything, blood is thicker than water. No, this guy and I have this bond that is amazing and will stay forever because we met each other and it just felt right. Medieval thinking is trash, guys. You gotta drop that from you and think there's outside of this world, outside of the world I live in, there are people that I can connect with and feel trusted with and love. Yes, your family is important. It is. It's important to have a healthy, stable, emotionally great family. But it's not the be all and end all if you don't have good family members. You don't have to live with them. You don't have to feel obliged to fix their shit and whatnot. So I want to talk to you about reputation versus character. I want you to understand the concept of reputation is what others perceive you as. Yeah, your reputation. That's what most people like to involve themselves with on a day-to-day basis. You know, I drive a nice car, I wear nice clothes, my status in society, you know, how I present myself in front of people, how I talk to people. But I can guarantee you that the same, James and I will vouch for this, once this camera is off, we're the same person, which means that's our character. Character is who you are behind closed doors. Who are you, really? And if you're a person you don't really like, you're thinking to yourself, oh, fucker, you know, and you catch yourself, work on yourself. Have some courage. Have some vulnerability. Reach out to someone, personally develop yourself, and look forward to the growth because it's amazing. You get to do amazing things, live a better quality, more enriched life, which is what we want for you. We want you to live more quality, a higher quality of life. We want you to become more rich, more enriched, and wake up. Because the reality is, most people are asleep in this society. I want to reiterate that. Most people they're asleep. That's what they are. We're asleep as a society, most people, which means, you know, eliminating certain things like the radio. I'm going to go here, man. There's some certain things. And there's a lot of things we could talk about how to eliminate toxicity. And, you know, I really want to leave it there. I think that's enough information. But the last exercise I'd love to throw out there is answer this question, guys, in your own time. In your own time, or you can do it now. Finish this sentence to me. And the first thing that pops into your head, the absolute first thing, I want you to be open and honest. Write it down. You don't have to share it in the comments. If you do, please do. If you do want to. I am scared to feel that. Whatever came into your head, first natural thing, write that down. And I want you to tackle that with all your might in the next week or the next day, or whatever it takes. Know that that's a comfort zone that you're not really sure of how to deal with things. You know, and if it's whether I'm scared to deal with my father, I am scared to deal with my partner, I am scared to go swimming. Mine was jump off a cliff with a bungee cord. I will be doing that when COVID finishes. You know, I just want you to tackle that fear, break that boundary, grasp that. I really hope that's enough for you. For me, I can go on and on, but it's James's turn. You want to swap seats so I can do the comments?
Well, let's swap seats.
I might go under the table.
Joey's great. Joey is so passionate about this stuff, and I just love his passion, and I feed off his energy. So I'm going to try and keep it going, but I want to bring it all the way back to the start of this conversation, and that was that what is vulnerability? When we're talking vulnerability, we don't want you to put yourself in an unsafe situation. So please always ensure that you are safe in all things that you're doing, particularly physically. But we also want you to mentally and emotionally protect yourself. We want you to spiritually protect yourself. But with that protection, we want you to then go further and be vulnerable. We want you to select the correct people in your life to be vulnerable with. Maybe that person who's closest to you isn't the right person to be vulnerable with. Maybe you have to seek that person out. Maybe you have to look towards organizations like the Banksia Project. Maybe you need to look to a therapist. It doesn't matter how you achieve it. It just needs to be done. Because when you're being vulnerable, it allows communication to stem, and it allows communication to come from a very different place. The communication will start to come from a place where you are being authentic and you're talking about your truths. When you're talking about your truths, you're going to find a newfound passion. You're going to find a bit of fear because it's going to be something that's new to you that you haven't really done before. Yeah. But it's through that fear that you will find this beautiful connection with somebody, or potentially just growth within yourself. And either way, they're both beautiful things. You might achieve both of them within that one conversation. So please do not hold yourself back, because most of the time, most of us are our own worst enemy. And that's not good. That's not good. We need to identify what it is that's holding us back and break through it. We need to identify if we're on the wrong path and change our path. but we need to keep moving forward, because as soon as we stop, everything stops. Coronavirus hits. Wow, what the hell happened?
I don't know.
We've only got an hour on Insta Live. You hit the little camera.
We're back on. Sorry, guys. We're hoping you come back.
We just got cut off, and I think it's around that hour time period. So maybe we're dragging this out a little bit too long. So we'll try and wrap it up. Lise, thanks for coming back.
Yes.
As I was saying, guys, we need to
on.
keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Coronavirus comes and sneaks up on us, and it stops a lot. It stopped our economy. It closed down beaches. It closed down parks. You can't even go sit on the swing with your daughter.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty frustrating time.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't allow it to stop us from doing what we need to do. We should still be able to progress forward with whatever it is that we want to do.
Yes.
And we just might need to look for alternative pathways to achieve that end result. I wanted to go and touch on something that Joey actually was talking about, and that's generational thinking. And it's from our childhood. We start to build up this armor, in a sense. We start to build up this way of protecting ourselves from the outside world, from protecting ourselves from a lot of the negative energy out there, protecting ourselves from societal's craziness, from the different world that it is, from the nurturing home that you may have started from, and then venturing out into this craziness. We start to add pieces to our armor, and before long we become an adult and we're covered in armor. We are so ready to protect ourselves and so fearful of what the negative outcomes could potentially be that we stop to allow all the good things to come back in. Our armor becomes so thick that we restrict ourselves from growth. We restrict ourselves from progress. We restrict ourselves from education.
Put up a wall.
Joey, how many times have you felt like someone's giving you a piece of information, but your head straight away says, no, I'm not accepting that because that's not how I was firstly taught?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your heart knows what to expect. Your heart knows the truth.
Your heart may know the truth, but your mind may be telling you something different because you've built all that armor up around you.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling you now is it's not about stripping all that armor off, but let's take one piece off at a time. Let's take our shoulder piece off. And let's talk to somebody who's close to us, who we believe we can trust.
Yes.
Let's be vulnerable with them and see how they respond.
Yeah.
You may build a beautiful connection. You may build resilience within yourself, or you may build some self-growth, some self-motivation, whatever it is. But it's not going to come if you're sitting back behind your armor, behind your shield. If you're sitting back, staying away from everything, there's no way to progress because you're just going to become stagnant. You're not going to be moving forward. And that's what we want to achieve.
Yes.
And I just want to keep saying it. Vulnerability is going to lead you to creating authentic connections. It's going to open up your eyes. Maybe these eyes, maybe this eye.
Yes.
But whatever it is, it's going to open up your eyes to see who those real people are, who those trustworthy people are, who those people are that you can be authentic with, who those people are who you can open your heart to, who those people are who will have your back in hard times.
That's important.
And you're not going to find those people unless you're vulnerable, unless you open up, unless you move forward. So please keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. How do we keep moving forward? Be excited to fail. Be excited to step outside something that's not comfortable in doing. You know, like, I might have been a little bit uncomfortable to do that, honestly, but I was like, I trust him. I know he's not going to take it personal. You know, something like, I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. But I let go and just, you know, whatever it is, guys. So challenge us if you like. Challenge us to do something that you feel is not morally wrong, mind you. Challenge us to do something. We'll lead the way. We will lead the way without fear. So something that's really fearful, for example, it's like, you know, eating spiders. I hate spiders. I really do hate spiders. And something that, like, I'm really bipolar when it comes to spiders alone. You know, like if I see a spider and I'm the only male or I'm the only person that can kill it, I'll kill it.
There's going to be a podcast where I'm pranking Joey with a spider. You just opened up your vulnerability to me, and I'm using it against you.
See, I'm open to it. I'm happy because we've got to welcome fear, welcome uncomfortableness. And it starts with you. It starts with whatever journey you're on. Everyone is at different levels, and it doesn't matter what level you're on. We're here together. We are all united. We're all together. Just attack that uncomfortability. Reach out, muster the strength, and knock on that door and open it. You'll see there's another world out there, and there's continual worlds. Every door you barge down, and eventually you become like, there's no doors. You just know what's on the other side. Something may be fearful, something wrong. You might fail. Who cares? Sorry.
It's the truth. It's the truth. We can't be in fear of failure. We can't live our lives in fear. We're not going to progress if that's the case. So ladies and gentlemen, that's our topic of the night. That's vulnerability. Please feel free to ask us any questions or comment.
Yeah. Anyone got any comments?
Give us
questions?
some feedback.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use this opportunity because there is a bit of a delay. And I want to just talk to you about a documentary that I was lucky enough to be a part of. And that documentary is called How Mad Are You? You can see this documentary on SBS On Demand, and I'd encourage you to look for it up. You just need to create a little bit of an account on SBS On Demand and then just search for How Mad Are You? The reason why I bring this up is during this documentary, we had 10 participants, 5 of which had a pre-diagnosis of a mental health illness, 5 that didn't. And during this documentary, we were subjected to different tasks, different activities that we were videoed and filmed, and that footage was given to a panel of mental health experts. And that panel then had to make an assumption based on the footage that had seen about who had a mental health illness and what that mental health illness was.
Yeah.
Now, out of these 10 participants, me being one, we've been able to secure 3 of them so far.
Yes.
Into bringing them into these live videos, these live podcasts, and interviewing them. So next week,
you're going to be hung by the neck.
The big man, Cameron. Cam is such a powerhouse of a human being. He's currently working for the company called Sane, S-A-N-E.
Yeah.
Great company doing great things. Cameron is an absolute legend, and he's just going to bring you so much happiness, so much comedy, so much positivity, so much just goodness. He's just a great human being, and I cannot wait to have him on here. So that's next week. I think we're going to go a bit earlier next week. It's going to be around the 4 p.m. time.
Yeah.
But it's going to be in that Thursday bracket as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to hear your feedback about the timing of these videos.
Yeah.
Maybe 7 o'clock is a bit too late. Maybe 4 o'clock is nicer for you. Maybe 4 o'clock's too early.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Just give us your feedback. So we've got a question from Lise.
Yeah, we do. It says, what was... Should I put on Lisa's accent?
Yeah, give me Lisa's accent.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, what was the breaking point for you both to get to this point of being vulnerable?
That's beautiful. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, was that a good accent? But it's a good question.
Actually, I didn't even realize I was doing an accent anymore. Just sounded like Joey to me. The breaking point for me, Lise, I had a breakdown in my mental health. Probably happened about 5 years ago. I was working in the construction industry. It's an industry that I was always determined to succeed in. It's an industry that I started off in from a very young age. I studied civil engineering, finished my degree. I struggled through my degree. I then worked in an industry that I was quite successful in. I did really, really well. But on the inside, I didn't feel well. I sort of lied to myself for many, many years, just pretended that it was okay.
You lived a disappointing life.
A very disappointing life. I allowed money and the monetary gain to be my personal driver.
Yeah. And
I can tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, as much as money can bring you happiness, it is not the answer. It is not what's going to bring you peace. It's not what's going to enrich your life.
Nope.
So I made a decision around probably 3 years ago now that I wanted to be a better person. I wanted to be at that stage in my life where I can look back and not have regrets, where I could just be me and be unapologetically me.
Yeah.
I've always had these feelings within me, but I've always denied them. I've always blocked them.
Yes.
And it took a long while. I think I said it a bit earlier. It took me 4 goes before I actually left my last job, my last career.
Wow.
I had to quit. They called me the triple boomerang because I left, came back, left, came back, left, came back.
Wow.
And any of my old colleagues would be laughing at this, but it took me a long while. And now, ever since making that change and making this commitment, I'm hearing it from people who knew me back before, and they say they can see the difference in me. They can say they can see the happiness within me. They can see the energy has shifted for me.
Yeah.
And that is the case, at least for me. My breaking point was just just getting, my cup was just full and it started to overflow. And I just had that choice. Do I keep going forward and lose my mind, have a breakdown, or do I change something?
Yeah.
And like I said, I tried to change. I failed. I failed at that change multiple times, but I stuck to it. I believed in myself enough that I knew that I could make something out of this life without staying on that same path.
Yeah.
So it was hard, but I got there. So Joey, I'd love to hear your story.
That's beautiful, man. That's so insightful.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful question. One
is.
that you must think of, what brought you to the breaking point of being this vulnerable? For me, it was many things, many things. It was not being happy in the job I ventured out to be. I started out as trying to get into the building game because my head, originally from school, I wanted to do health science and health. I knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't know what exactly. So I aimed for a great UAI back then, University Admissions Index. I aimed for 73.4, I got it. Woohoo! But then my brain came in and said, let's go for money. Let's see what the easiest thing is. Let's see what the easiest thing is to create money. And for me, it was ethnic culture. Oh, building game. I know heaps of wogs. I know it would be easy for me. So I started studying building management in construction. Hated it. It wasn't me. I hated uni. I was a physical guy. So then I said, stuff this. I'm going to go play rugby league. I loved rugby league. I played rugby league my whole life. I wanted to make it. My younger brother, Jace, is an exceptional player. He played for Lebanon last year in the World Cup. Was it last year? The year before? He played against Australia, England. I was so proud of him. And it was our determination to create this sporting life, similar to Michael Jordan, man. Michael Jordan was a huge ambassador for sport for us. We grew up looking at him like, whoa, I want to be Michael Jordan. I want to be MJ. Air Jordan, baby, in our own field. So rugby league, I tried, the building game and all that was a side thing to make sure you have a backup plan. Make sure you got a backup plan. That was for me. So the breaking point was when I started out outside of high school and you realize that life's not so easy. It's all on you. And it's a different world. The breaking point was figuring out quickly that this is not for me. So then I went from building to an apprenticeship in electrical, to continuing to playing rugby league, to studying acting, to diving into singing, to auditioning for the X Factor, to opening up an online baby website, to applying for the police force, and many others. My wife's got a whole list. I like to forget about the opportunities that I threw away, or like the failures that I've made for reason of there's too many of them, which is a great thing. So the breaking point, I guess, was as soon as I left school, knowing that it wasn't the right thing for me, and I just went from there, and it led me to personal development. I stumbled on a beautiful man called Tony Robbins. Those of you who know Tony, he's a powerful speaker. He's an amazing guy. He coaches so many huge celebrities and athletes in the world, and he really is insightful. I started studying what he was teaching. I started applying methods that he taught, and many others like Dean Graciosi. There's T. Harv Eker, there's James Ray Unan. That's me. So I hope that answers the question. The breaking point, it wasn't really, so to speak, one condition, but it was a series of events as soon as I left school.
But what I realized about both our stories is they both included failure. They both included us being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And they both included us being very determined to persevere, to find that happiness, to find that answer.
Yeah.
So I think that sums it up. You need to be vulnerable in order to progress and move forward and to find your way. I was scrolling up a little bit earlier while Joey was talking, and Rach, my little sister, asked me what I'm scared of.
Oh, he's so scared of.
Okay. So my biggest fear is generally the unknown or the loss of control. And it's something like talking about bungee jumping, which Joey said he's going to do after this corona. That's something I would never do. I would never do. As much as
Who wants James to bungee jump?
No way.
Who wants James to tackle that fear and be vulnerable?
It's not going to happen. I have this engineering mind that is so like logic based that something like that to me is just ludicrous. It's like you're raising up this risk factor in your life so high, even though I know the statistics show that it's not as risky as crossing the road or driving your car, but it's still such a fearful thing for me. So it's the unknown, and I think that extends further. It extends into what happens after we leave this planet. Yeah. What happens after we leave this life? It's an answer that I am very much obsessed with, in a sense. I really would love to know, but I think the answer to it is that we're never going to know.
No one is.
But it's
really there.
It's a driver. It's a fear. It's a fear that makes me want to expand my knowledge and to learn more, though. So it's a fear that's there, but it's a fear that I'm actually quite proud of, because a lot of my ambition and a lot of my drive towards seeking knowledge comes from that fear.
That's a great question, man. So what I want to ask, we'll leave you guys with this question. Like I said before, I am scared too. Or what am I scared of? What's my biggest fear? You know, and let's start to work about that. But maybe not chip away at that. And if you become discouraged on that particular obstacle, which some of us, you know, I am feared to quit my job. For some people, that's a big deal. We get it. It's okay to feel these things. Whatever you're feeling, guys, we want to accentuate. This is a safe space. This brotherhood right here, it's safe to come to us. It's safe to tell people, this community, and reach out. It's safe to tell people what you're feeling. To go within. What are you feeling? Program yourself to think that. You know, consciously make that effort. It's okay to know that it's not going to be okay, or whatever's on the other side is the unknown, because we're continually facing those challenges. And you are too, those of you out there, those who are reaching great heights, they're continuing to face these challenges. There's not this fear. It's fear. It's Tony Robbins once said, it's a beautiful quote. Beautiful quote. He said, the quality of your life, those of you who want to live a great quality of life, yeah? I do. We all do. A good quality of life. We don't want to be miserable. We don't want to be achy with body aches and be miserable and depressed. No one wants that unless you're really messed up somehow. In which case we have a referral, a good psychiatrist that we know through the Banksia Project. So we've got angles everywhere to help people, which is a great thing.
Yes.
But he said, those who live a great quality of life are those that can handle, and I'll repeat this again, those that live a great quality of life are those that can handle the greatest uncomfortability. He may not have said it in those particular words, but I'll repeat it again. The greatest quality of life comes from those who can handle the greatest uncomfortabilities. So the more uncomfortabilities you can handle, the greater quality of your life it becomes. And you see this so apparent with business owners, CEOs, athletes who are at the top level of their game, performers at the top level of their game in the world. You see this. There's so many challenges affiliated on that level, and so many unknowns that they were willing to tackle and climb the ropes and discover. So the more uncomfortabilities you can handle, the greater quality of life you will live.
Being uncomfortable is not a bad thing all the time.
No.
Sometimes being uncomfortable is the only way you can grow. A lot of the times being uncomfortable is the only way you can grow. So being vulnerable to allow yourself to feel that discomfort will help you progress.
Yeah.
Through discomfort comes peace.
Hey.
Through discomfort comes love. Through discomfort comes growth in your spirit, your energy, your life, every aspect. Maybe it's your relationship that you're looking to improve. Maybe it's your pay grade at work that you're looking to improve. Be vulnerable. Go speak to your boss. Go talk about all the great things that you do in your day, every day at work, so you can get that raise. I'm just really conscious of the time, Joey.
Yeah, man.
I think we need
We've
to just
overdone
ask
it
the
big
question.
Yeah, we've overdone
We started earlier talking about this, and we gave you all a little bit of a code word that we would love to see. So we're going to stay nice and close so we can see the first person to type in that code word.
Who's going to win the candle from
Now's
Sweden?
the time
Who's
to
going to win it?
The candle. There's only 7 of you out there.
Who wants the candle? James will personally deliver it.
Oh, Melissa got it, Rainbow!
Yay!
Melissa Jane, we'll get you this candle sometime this week. Whether it's through post or we come and drop it off at your place, this candle is yours. So congratulations,
Great
Melissa
job.
Jane. Unlucky Lorraine.
Shortly follow behind Lorraine. We're going to chop it in half.
We're gonna try and have a giveaway every week. Like I said earlier, next week we're going live around that 4 o'clock time, and we're going live with Cam from How Mad Are You?
Wow.
Documentary on SBS On Demand. So please go and check it out. And that's us. I'm James. This is Joey. If we haven't introduced ourselves enough already.
Live life, live it comfortably, live vulnerable.
Yes.
As much as you can, reach out to those in your peer support group, develop that trust. You've got it. You're amazing. You tuning into this, you're amazing. We feel the love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But you've got this. You've got this. Reach out. Be vulnerable. Be strong. Enjoy your life. Be the best spirit that you could possibly be. Don't waste your time. Life is precious. It's so fucking precious. It is. It's so precious, man. And I just want to reiterate that. Thank you so much, my brother James, for joining me here at my house amongst COVID-19. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So
Please,
much.
please be vulnerable. Please reach out to us or your support network if you need them. There are so many great services out there and they're all at your beckoning call. So please do not suffer alone. If you need us, reach out to us. If you need us, reach out to us. We are here for you, ladies and gentlemen. We love you so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we will see you next week around 4 p.m. on Thursday.
Yeah.
Be
See you
good.
guys.